Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Farming Simulator 15 map spotlight. This is the MIG Made in Germany Celle Region map, which has an insanely long name. And this is the second time I'm recording this. Normally I wouldn't do take two, but if you follow me on Twitter you would have seen this a couple of days ago. I recorded a video on beta version 0.90 last night, well, yesterday, and edited and rendered it, and all of that was ready to go up and be uploaded, but there was an issue with it. I'm going to test that issue now in a second. I haven't done it at all yet. The issue was, if I did this and went into the PDA, well, number one, the storage prices wouldn't work, which now does. Awesome. Big props to them for fixing that. And number two, the game would slow to 1 frame per second and be completely unplayable. So the video I did on version 0.90, which it's a beta, this is 0.91 I'm playing on now and looking at now, and I will give it a full mod spotlight. The video for 0.90 basically said don't download it until there's a bug fix out, and I would do the bug fix. Now, I'd fully expected the bug fix to come in a week's time, and then have a second video next week at some point saying, hey look, it's version 0.91 of the MIG map. No, they released it last night, so the video I recorded basically showed the bug, and I did some research and found it was in every single version of that map that was released. Now, back to the mod spotlight on this version of the map. First off, I'm going to apologise for some wonky driving. For some reason, the dead zone on my gamepad keeps resetting itself. I'll have to look into that later on and see, well, after this video, and have a look at the log and see if there's anything that is happening. Now, this map, when you download it from ModHoster, and there will be a link in the description, as always, when you download it, and I'm going to go to some cell points and show you the cell points. When you download it, it'll be a RAR file. Now, don't worry that it's a RAR file. That is intended. The map comes packaged with a whole bunch of mods. One of them, I think, might have been the cause of the bug, so be very careful with the multi-sprayer mod. I don't think that's working correctly yet. So just be a bit wary about that. It also comes with drive control, a time fast forward mod, which, if you already have a time fast forward mod, keep it or get in fact, the time fast forward mod, it comes with bugs. It has a bug, and the bug is that when you fast forward time, stop fast forwarding time, it automatically sets the game speed to 120 times normal. So get the actual time fast forward mod from ModHoster if you want it. It's a better mod, and it doesn't bug out the game a bit. Now, as you can see, I've got the drive control mod installed. There's a reason behind that, and I will show you in, well, you can probably see it in the top left hand corner. In fact, Courseplay has been released, so I'll be able to do a lot more in the Let's Plays now. So this is the first cell point you get to on the map. You actually do spawn up in the top right, top left. It's a Sunday, forgive me if I'm a bit weird. This is the Getreidehandel Werner, and it buys, I will tell you now, Getreidehandel Werner, wheat, barley, canola, corn, potatoes, and sugar beet. You also see there's actually extra things like lime, clee, which I think is clover, pig and beef. They are installed. The pig and beef mods have been transferred over. The lime and liquid manure mods have been transferred over, and they all work correctly. Now over here, I'm gonna. It's a bit of a different map spotlight because I am gonna have to show you a lot more, so you won't get any really big details in this video, I am afraid. Over here, is a slurry pit. Now there's nothing near the slurry pit that you can, get slurry from. And that's intended. This slurry pit, if you have the liquid manure mod, you can fill up. It works on the same basis as if you have the BJ extension mod. There's a bug there if you're trying to put stuff into the slurry tank there, into the slurry pit. Do not have a 100% full trailer, it will bug out. That is a problem with the game, not with the map, not with any of the scripts. It is a game issue. Giants are working on it. Over here, and you can see rather nice sized fields, and quite a lot of them. I'm not going to talk about the textures yet. I'll come back to that, there's a reason. And I actually thank the map maker for putting this reason in here, because it is interesting, it's a bit different, and it's useful. So over here is the slaughterhouse, which has no blood, which is a shame. I'm wondering if they've marked this out. When I did version 0.90, there was no clear indication of where the cell point here actually was, and there still isn't. I'm also going to test something because I haven't done it here yet. And oh, one of the few buildings on this map to have collisions. I'll come back to that. There are very few things on this map that have collisions. All the trees are painted on, so they're not 2015 spec. There's apparently a fuel point over there somewhere. I'm not going to go looking for it. Now, off down to the farm shop, which is down at the end of this road here. And I can tell you a bit more about what happens when you download the map, and about the map in general. Now, there is a story behind the map. Pretty basic, pretty cliched. Basically, it's the farmer has died and you're taking over, and his goal, his dream is to have all the land in the area, and now that's your challenge. Again, pretty basic story. I like that there is one, so that you can kind of, if you wanted to, you can build a storyline around it. Sorry that I'm wobbling around the place. No dead zone means that my controller is really wonky because the Xbox controller and Farming Sim don't get on very well together. I may have to edit some XMLs to fix it. That's going to be a fun thing to do. So, when you download the map, it's in a RAR file, you unpack it, and get all the mods that come with it. Now, I've uninstalled most of the mods that come with it, because either I didn't want them or I didn't like them, or I already had one version of it and it was made redundant. The map itself, and this is a minor issue, but if you know how to install mods, you'll know how to do this. If you're any good on computer, you'll definitely know how to do this. You have to create in your mods folder the zip folder for the zip file for the mods, the map itself, and then you just basically name it whatever you want, fanny nipple tweaks or something, whatever you want, and then you just copy paste all of the map files into it. Now the map appears in a folder within the zip file, or the RAR file, so if you got 7-zip or something, it's easy enough to do. I have a feeling I know what's causing this dead zone reset, and it's drive control, which I need for Courseplay for some bizarre reason. Now, over here, and you can see, as always, there are overlapping textures. I think it's just a thing with maps that's nearly unavoidable. It's not ideal, but it's something that you have to deal with it. Over here's the farm shop, which is taken pretty much directly out of Hagenstedt. So you've got your cell point in the ground. I would like to see a pit for the fill plane in there. That would be nice. Back here you have, that has collisions, a fertilizer trigger, and over here you can sell your eggs and you can buy some seeds. That's a good idea because it's pretty far out on the map. Now I'm going to do something I normally don't do and just take a shortcut through this woods over here, because to get to the sugar factory you have to go over a bridge. Now I can't figure a way over to that bridge without taking 10 minutes, So I'm just going to skip over to the sugar factory this way. Now here's the sugar factory, which I've conveniently hit up to. Giant piles of sugar beets, fill point that doesn't have any pit for the fill plane. Nice model, nice big thing. I think if there was a sugar factory it would be kind of this ridiculously large size. Over here is a box that I've never figured out what it does, but it's there. Oh dear, floating thing of floaty. I know it's a bit of a whistle-stop tour around the map. I'm afraid that's nearly unavoidable, because it is a big map. There are a lot of fill points. That is, it's a shame in one way that I can't show you the map in detail, though the painted on trees. I think the painted on trees are a shame, considering that it's 2015, Farming Sim 2015, or Farming Simulator 50. You can put on trees that you can cut down and deforest the map and all that kind of thing. I think having painted in trees is a bit lazy, and I think the map maker cut some corners, cut quite a lot of corners in replacement of trees. And I think the corners were cut so that they could do something else, which I don't like. I'll come back to that in a minute. There is a reason for me mentioning that. There's the milk place there. I don't know if the milk mod is installed, but you have to sell your own milk. That's something you'll have to look into yourselves, I'm afraid. There's no indication of it anywhere. So here is that one sunk into the ground. So the map makers averaged it out. So this is the Kleinworks, and because this is now working, I can figure out what the Kleinwork actually buys. Kleinwork, or you know, not. I think it buys manure and slurry, because that's a manure pit. Or you could potentially buy manure and slurry from here, possibly. But yeah, manure and slurry have something to do with this place. I'm not sure what. Now, conveniently, right across the road, I'm gonna go in. That has collisions. Because the drive controller takes a bit longer for me to right these problems. Over here is the BGA. Nice bit of storage there. It is a 4-clamp BGA with 2 digesters. I like that. I don't know if you can tip a trailer there, but I think that's nice, having a little X where you're ideally supposed to put the loader you're using. And I think the biomass plant is also here. Yes! So it's a little roadway around the back, and here's the biomass plant, which I think is a good idea, because biogas and biomass plants tend to actually be the one thing. And in fact, biogas plants are usually called biomass plants because they're biomass digesters. So let us go to that mysterious point up at field 111. And I feel really silly saying field 111. Now, according to Courseplay, there are 121 fields on this map. The highest number I can find, and I'm just going to have a look, is 112, 114. The highest number I can see is 114, so there's 8 fields that aren't marked on them. I know where they are. I know where they are, and I'm going to show you them later. So I'm just going to make a beeline up to this mystery point up between fields 107 and 111. It's made a bit easier by the fact that half of this map is painted on and has no collisions. A bit of a shame. Textures for the crops I will of course come back to in the very near future. There's a reason I'm leaving them until later on. I don't like maps that have this kind of insane road network where it's really hard to get places. I would have preferred to see more I suppose that is somewhat logical, but I prefer to see, you know, something a bit more fitting for the map, something where it's a bit easier to get around the map itself. So we're almost there now. this mystery cell point. No, mystery storagey pointy thingy, which I think might be another slurry pit. And we'll find out in the very near future now. We are just about to hit it, and I'm gonna just swerve around here. It's hidden behind these trees. Yes, it is another slurry pit. So you can store even more slurry here. Oops. And now, because we're close enough to it, we can go to the grain elevator. And spinnery and something else. It's hardly another slurry pit this close. So, I like this map. There are some weird issues with grass growing in places that grass probably shouldn't be growing. There's the cell point here at the grain elevator, taken pretty much directly from Bjorn home. And that mystery point was wood chip or log sale. That's really unusual to see the log sale point actually marked on the map. We've got 2 log sell points here, so that you can sell whichever which way you please. I'm going to... You see, now I'm hit with a dilemma. Because I could go on... Yeah, I'm going to go across the map, straight across the map to field 60 and see what's up there. I would in fact, I'm just going to say, based on a guess, well, educated guess, that it is another slurry pit. So, what on earth is that? There's a strange marking there in just south of field 100, and I'm not sure what it means. So, I think it might be... Oh, it's... I see what it is. Oh, yes. It's actually field 40 overlapping a tip point. So there must be another slurry pit by field 40. So there's plenty of slurry storage on this map, so it could be argued that biogas is a very viable option. If you do biogas, you're best off moving the slurry around the map and... Okay, where is it? Over here in this... That's in here. It could be argued that doing biogas is probably the best way to get slurry on this map, unless you have like 1 million cows. And the slurry thing should be in to the left. What? What? There is a tip point marked right here. In fact, it's in the field, but it's marked. I think that's a minor problem with the map. There's 3 more tip points over here. Ooh. This is going to be a bit of an extended map spotlight, because I do want to give this map a fair chance. And in the state it was originally released, it didn't get that. So I'm just going to check where the... Okay, yeah. So I'm going to go over to these tip points over here, and then we'll have a look around the main farm and show off some issues. Some, quite honestly, quite major issues that I've found in the main farm. And you might be thinking, well, how could there be major issues in the main farm? You know, is there a big lag problem? No, there's no lag problem at all. So here is a silage pit in a quite random place, to be honest. Over here is another manure storage point, slurry storage point. There are 3 things marked. I can't quite make out why. I've got stuck, so I'm going to try and reverse out of this. Okay, so why is the combine? This is the TC5 combine. I'll go through the starter vehicles in a moment. Why is this parked inside a wall? Did the map maker put it there? No, I did. Because none of the walls have collisions. I've parked all of these vehicles intentionally inside walls. None of this has collisions. I'm just going to reverse straight through this wall here. And I don't like that. I don't like when map makers do that and decide, oh well, you don't need collisions on things, I'm just going to turn these off. I don't like when map makers decide that's a good option. So the cows are in this building that has no collisions whatsoever. Here they are. You do start with some. The sheep and chickens are over there. Over in this direction. And here is why I didn't talk about the textures already. So here is, quite nicely, a semi-fertilized patch of ground. Here is what I believe is the cultivated texture, fertilized and unfertilized. Potato planted texture, fertilized and unfertilized, with a touch of grass there for some reason. Planted, fertilized and unfertilized. Cloud, fertilized and unfertilized. I'm not quite sure what all these windrows are. Grass and hay, presumably. Barley. Barley and wheat straw. And grass again. Not quite sure what this fifth one is. But here is wheat in all the growth stages. Canola in all the growth stages except withered. They decided not to put withered in. Barley in all 5 growth stages. Corn in all of the growth stages. Potatoes in, again, all the growth stages, and including what the field will look like when it's been cut up. The potatoes have been harvested. Here's sugar beets. All the growth stages. I do like all these textures and the fact that the map maker put them out for us. Probably clover in all the growth stages. Does it tell me what all of the things are? Clee. That's helpful. So, thing, other thing, third thing, and grass. Can't be too helpful there. The fields are really nice shapes. Do like that. Another biogas, or another silage bunker here. The game's crashed. Or jammed up for some reason. It's good timing, I suppose. There are no errors in the log as such. Beware of the multi-spray mod. That can potentially cause major issues. I think that was the cause of the problem in version 0.9. So be very careful with that. Overall, it's a good map. I prefer to see collisions on all these things. And I think, because I remember somebody asking in the thread on Mudhouse Street, yes, this is where the pigs are. So if you want to get pigs, they are here. And the beef cattle are somewhere. So the pig mod has been installed and converted, and it is here, and here it is, and it here is. And it works the exact same way as in 2013 by essentially guesswork on my part. I would presume it works the same way. You'll obviously need to get a pig trailer. I think it's going to be something I look for in maps in a little while. Once there's solid mods built around it. Oh yeah, that has no collisions. So let's have a look at the starter vehicles, and I'm going to go into the garage for this. Because it's a bit easier. You start off with an Agrostar, a T4. Not too gone on this, but a Puma 160. I mean, almost the same horsepower as the Agrostar, a bit of a bigger tractor, so it's got more ground presence. Front loader attachment for the Power Star. Bale spike, manure fork, universal bucket, and silage cutters. I think realistically your best option is to get rid of the silage cutters and just get the universal bucket, because they do exactly the same job essentially. The universal bucket is probably a bit more useful overall. TC5, the 18-foot header for that, and the corn header for that. The agroliner, 2 of them. The Flegel Bull, which does not really work with the New Holland TC5. Be warned, that is not particularly useful. The TC5 unloads in a bizarre way and not very... normally not properly into the TMK 266 Bull. Cochraline Trio, 1 of them. A Verimaster. The obligatory Vitus M. Novacat More. Euroboss Windroar? No, this is a forage wagon. The Primar 3570 bale cutter and bale blower, straw blower. The Profile 1880 feed mixer. The GF 6502 tedder. The GA 8521 windrower. The Amazon UF 1801 sprayer, which if you have the multi-spray mod, the sprayer will be used for pesticides and I think fertilizer as well. The ZAM 1501, which is a fertilizer pellet spreader. Fertilizer spray. This is a sprayer. This is a spreader. You get the Bergman M1080 manure spreader. The Zunhammer SKE 18.5 PU slurry spreader. The New Holland Rollbelt 150 round baler. The 2 700 kilo weights, 1 1000 kilo weight, 1 1600 kilo weight, a pickup. You saw I was driving around in a black one. That means that the map maker gave it to me. 15 cows, 3 sheep, and 3 chickens, as well as the power washer. I don't mind people giving out the power washer as a starter vehicle. I say vehicle and using the loosest terms, because a lot of people like washing their vehicles, and I think it's a necessity in the game for people who want to use it. I think it is a necessary thing to have in the map at the start. Chicken, sheep, and cows, you can do without. Starting off with a small number like 15, 3, and 3 is fine. I have seen maps where you start off with 500 cows. Or 100 cows. And that's going a bit far. As for the fields you own I found field 119. 59, 10, 64, 94, 9. I'll start from the top because I've got lost 30. 94, 64, 59, 10, 11, 9, 119. Is that 5? Yeah, 5, 8, 6, 7, 18, 17, 16, 26, 28, 23, 32, 83, 85, and 35. So you own quite a number of fields. I think the map maker said it was about 20. So that's kind of okay, I suppose. But I won't be keeping this map because I think the map might be the cause of the bizarre error I've been having with... There's another X. I wonder if there's a reasoning behind these X's being... I haven't found fertilizer and seeds anywhere on this map, come to think of it, other than down the... Oh, I said that and then find them immediately. So here's where the fertilizer and seeds are. What's over here? A map of the map! In German. That's helpful. Be careful when you're driving around. There is, I say, a small chance. If you drive off the edge of the map, you'll know it because you will just fall at 300 kilometers an hour and fall into mystery invisible water and then get stuck under the map. So if you only have one vehicle, you're screwed. I think I'm going to leave it there. I've gone through as much as I possibly can. I think it's a good map. I won't be keeping it because I think it causes a few issues with resetting my sensitivity on my controller, which I don't want to happen. So I will leave you by saying this has been your Farming Simulator 15 map spotlight on the Made in Germany MIG Celle Region map. I have been Rainbow Dave. I will continue to be Rainbow Dave until such a time as I decide to be called Princess Consuela or Annabelle or Fred. Possibly Fred. Please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and if you've played on this map, version 0.91, not 0.90, I'm not going to allow any discussion about 0.90, that was a disaster. 0.91, I want or newer, if you've played on any of those versions, leave your opinions if you think it's a good map. I agree with you. I'm not going to keep it, but I think it's a good map. Thank you very much for watching once again, and goodbye!